Today we'll be looking at circle. A circle simply is a set of points in a plane whose distance from a given fixed point is a constant. And a circle is completely specified if the center of that circle is known and if the radius is known. For a circle to be completely specified, the radius must be known and the center of that circle must be known. Again, I said the circle is a set of points in a plane whose distance from a given fixed point is a constant. Now, when you know the center of a circle, for instance, if this is a center of the circle, by the time you draw your circle, you are saying the distance from the center of this circle to any point on the circumference of this circle, you are saying it's a constant. That's from here to this point is a radius. From here to this point, the value is still the same. That's the radius. From here, which is the center, to this point is also the same. That's what that means, right? There is a fixed distance from the center of that circle to any given point on the circumference. That is a circle. Now, if we want to represent this in a two-dimensional coordinate form, let C be the center of the circle. If we have C as the center of the circle, remember in a coordinate you have the x-axis and the y-axis. So if C is the center of the circle, you are going to have the x coordinate known as the abscissa, then you have the B representing the y coordinate, which is the ordinate. Now, if this is the center of the circle, let's say P is any point in space. And that point in space, again, let's use x, y to represent each coordinate. With this, if we have this plane, this is our y-axis, while this is our x-axis. If we have our circle drawn on this plane, what we are saying is, if this be the center of the circle, from this point to this point, we have our radius. Here is the center of the circle. And we are saying the coordinate of this center is A, B. While this point on the circumference P has the coordinate x, y. Right? So if this is what we have, for us to determine the radius, which is equivalent to line CP. Remember from our previous topic where we were looking at distances between 2 points. This is a point serving as the center of this circle. This is another point that is a point on the circumference of this circle. So for us to find the distance between these 2 points is equivalent to finding the radius of this circle. So line CP is equal to our radius from that diagram. And from our previous topic on distances between 2 points, for us to find this R, we are going to have R equal to the square root of x minus a, that is like x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 that we did previously. So R here, which is a radius, will be equal to x minus a. Then we'll square it, x minus a squared. We'll add it to y minus b and we'll also square it. So this is how to get the radius of that circle. From this, it implies that r squared is equal to x minus a squared plus y minus b squared. And what you are having here is the equation of a circle with center AB. Now, if the center of the circle is the origin, in this case they specify A, B. Now, what if the center of the circle is 0? Now, so here you have a point on the circumference drawn to the center, and here is our radius because it's a constant. This is our y, while from this point to this point is our x. This is x-axis, while this is y-axis. Right? With this, if the center of this circle is 0, 0, that's what it means when we refer to, or when we said origin. When the center of a circle is origin, it means you are having it on the coordinate 0, 0. And let's say this is point P now, and the coordinate of this is x, y. So if this is what you have with origin as the center of the circle, your radius now will be r squared equal to x squared plus y squared. And why is it so? From this formula, you have r squared equal to x minus a squared plus y minus b squared. But this time around you are having this. The reason is because when you substitute, remember in this diagram, your center of the circle is A, B. That's a point in space. Coming to this point, the center of the circle is now the origin, meaning the coordinate of this point is 0, 0. So if we substitute into this formula that you have here, as in x minus a, it will now be x minus 0. And x minus 0 will give you x. Then you square it. The same thing, y minus b will now be y minus 0 before you square it. And y minus 0 will still give you y. That's why when the origin is the center of a circle, you have this as your equation of the circle. Let's see the practical application of this equation of the circle. Example 1 here says, find the equation of the circle with center minus 2, 3 and radius 3. If the center of a circle is given by that coordinate minus 2, 3 and the radius of that circle is 3, we have to find the equation of that circle. Remember, equation of a circle is given by this formula r squared equal to x minus a, you square it, plus y minus b, you square it. With this, the center of the circle is minus 2, 3. So our a in this equation is minus 2, while our b is 3. So our radius, which is 3, will be 3 squared equal to x minus our a is minus 2. So we'll square this, plus our y minus b there is 3. So we'll square this also. Next, 3 squared we have 9. And that's equal to x minus minus 2 is x plus 2 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared. We can rearrange this to give us x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equal to 9. Right? So opening these brackets up, this is x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. plus we have y minus 3 multiplying y minus 3, and that's equal to 9. So opening this up, x times x, we have x squared. X times 2, we have 2x. 2 times x, we have 2x. 2 times 2, we have 4. Plus y times y, we have y squared. Y times minus 3 is minus 3y. Minus 3 times y, we have minus 3y again. Minus times minus is plus. 3 times 3, we have plus 9, equal to 9. So over here we have x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 2x, we have 4x. Now minus 3y, we have minus 6y. Next we have 4 plus 9 giving us 13. That's plus 13 equal to 9. We have x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y plus 13 minus 9 equal to 0. And finally we have x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y plus 4 equal to 0 as the equation of that circle with center minus 2, 3 and radius 3. This is how to find the equation of a circle when the center of that circle and its radius is given. You first come up with that formula, r squared equal to x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared. Then you substitute appropriately into the formula and you will be able to arrive at this final point. Let's solve another example. Example 2. We are to find the equation of the circle center origin and radius 5. Find the equation of the circle center origin and radius 5. Remember while we were looking at the introduction, we did said when the center of the circle is given to you as origin, r squared will be equal to x squared plus y squared. Whereas if the center of that circle has a coordinate other than 0, which is the origin, you will now need to also substitute as appropriate. So when the center of a circle is origin, our radius r squared will be equal to x squared plus y squared. Our radius was given to us. The equation of this circle will be x squared plus y squared equal to 5 squared, because the radius was given to us as 5. And finally we'll have x squared plus y squared equal to 25 as the equation of this particular circle. So there are some instances where the radius will be given and the center of the circle, and your responsibility will be to find the equation of that circle. In this case, the center of the circle is the origin. So we'll go ahead straight and work with r squared equal to x squared plus y squared. The previous one, we were given the center of the circle to be minus 2, 3. So we needed to substitute as appropriate, where you have a for the x-axis and 3, which represent B here for the y-axis. And finally, we were able to arrive at this. Let's solve another example and see another way in which this question concerning circle can be asked. For example 3, find the equation of the circle whose center is 3, -2 and which pass through -1, 1. So if we have the center of that circle to be 3, -2, and that circle passes through -1, 1, we are to find the equation of that circle. Now, for this particular question, it's worthy of note that the radius is not given to you. So we are going to use the data given to us here, first of all, to get the radius. Because without the radius, you cannot sufficiently find the equation of a circle. So the first thing we need to do, we extract the data, solve for the radius of that circle before we can proceed into finding the equation of the circle. So if this is our circle, we're made to understand that the center, let's say C, has the coordinate 3, -2. And this particular circle passes through the point minus, let's label this point also as P. It passes through the point -1, 1. So with this, the first thing to do is to find the value of the radius before we can proceed to finding the equation of the circle. So for us to do that, r square is equal to x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared. R square will be equal to our x, in this case we have 3 minus our a minus 1 all squared plus our y here -2 minus our b is 1 all squared. R square is equal to 3 minus 1 we have +1 all squared plus -2 minus 1 we have -3 all squared. R square is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 square we have 16. -3 square we have 9. R square therefore is equal to 25. And since we are looking for the radius, R now will be equal to the square root of 25. And the square root of 25 is equal to 5. So 5 is the radius of this circle with center 3, -2. So having found the radius of that particular circle, we can now proceed to finding the equation of the circle. For us to find the equation of the circle now, we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus -2 all squared, and that's equal to our radius, which is 5 squared. With this, opening this bracket up, we are going to have x minus 3 times x minus 3. X minus 3 times x minus 3 will give us x squared minus 6x plus 9. When you open this up, you get this. Plus, this is y minus minus 2. Y minus minus 2 is equal to y plus 2. And y plus 2 squared, you will have y squared plus 4y plus 4. And that's equal to 25. Right? From here now we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y. Now 9 plus 4, we have 13. This 25 crossing the equality sign, we have minus 25 equal to 0. And finally we have x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y. 13 minus 25, we have minus 12 equal to 0. So for this particular question, we've seen that when the radius is not given to you, you work with the center of that circle, first of all to get your radius, and thereafter substitute the radius into the formula x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equal to r squared.